Colette has a 4-shot combo which works on any brawler in the game. Any brawler in the game. Due to Colette's shots being a percentage based, you can land 2 basic attacks and then immediately super, and it will kill any target in the game, as long as your super lands 2 shots, even if it's a B, or even if it's a Frank. This combo will not work, however, on any brawler who has a healing ability, for an example Poco's super, or any brawler with a shield, for an example Edgar's hardcore gadget. Colette's primary attack, the taxing shot, is a long-range percentage-based weapon. I mention a percentage-based since this attack deals more damage on high health targets and less damage on low health targets. Let's compare Colette attacking Frank and then B. Notice how Colette deals much more damage on Frank rather than B. This is because Frank has more HP, so Colette's percentage-based primary does more damage. But on B, it did lower damage, since again, this attack is a percentage-based. The basic attack will always deal a 2000 damage on any pet or turret. So even though Jessie's turret has 6000 health, you will still only deal a 2000 damage. This applies mutually on the Heist safe. Colette's super, time to collect, will send Colette forward depending on her distance. But no matter what, Colette will always return to the position she was already standing. So this cannot be used like, for an example, like Bull's super, a bulldozer, where he aims his super, goes forward, and then stands in that position. Meanwhile, Colette sends her forward and then immediately sends her right back to where she was. Colette's super is also a percentage-based attack. So if you use the super on a high health target, it will deal more damage, and meanwhile on a low health target, this will deal less damage. Due to Colette's animation going forward and then backwards, you can hit the enemy 2 times. Once on the way forward, and then another on the way back to your location. You may also use Colette's super to travel over water. This is very useful to keep note of on the map safe zone. The super will deal a flat 4000 damage on any pet or turret. So even though Jessie's turret has 6000 health, you will still only deal 4000 damage. The same rule applies on the Heist safe, which at power 11 will always deal 10%. The super takes 4 shots to charge up. So for an example, landing 1 basic attack will give you 1/4 of your super. So 4 basic attacks equals 1 super. And if you hit the enemy twice with your super, you may also get 2 hits on your super. So try to always keep in mind how many shots away you are from your super. Right before pressing your super, try to land 1 basic attack. You may perform this by pressing your basic attack and then using your super immediately after. You'll know if you perform this correctly by seeing 3 out of 4 shots on your super. The first gadget Colette has is Na-ah. Upon pressing the gadget, you'll see a blue halo above Colette's head. This indicates your next primary attack will deal an extra 1500 damage. The other gadget Colette has is called Gotcha. Upon pressing this gadget, you'll see a blue halo above Colette's head. This blue halo stays over Colette's head for 5 total seconds. And for the remainder of these 5 seconds, every shot you land will heal you for 80%. Let me explain. If you're on low HP and then activate this gadget, you'll notice that after 2 shots, you'll heal almost back up to full HP. You will heal more on enemies who have more HP rather than on enemies who have lower HP. This is because, again, Colette's basic attack is a percentage-based attack. So you will receive more healing on a max HP Frank rather than a Frank who has low HP. I hope that makes sense. The best way, in my opinion, to use this gadget is running into a high HP target's face, losing your HP, and then activating your gadget. What this does is waste the enemy's ammo while you're being healed in the process, pretty much neglecting any of the enemy's used ammo. Colette's first star power is Push It, where if you catch any enemy with your super, they will be pushed over to the location you are going, which makes you push them. You may also completely interrupt some brawlers' attacks. These are the following: Frank's basic attack, Frank's super, BB's basic attack, and lastly, Carl's super. You may also use Push It for a free Brawl Ball goal. This is performed by having the ball in your hand, kick up the ball, and then immediately super in the direction. This makes it completely impossible for the other team to counter your goal. Make sure you perform this closer towards the enemy net rather than far away. Push It's main use is to get any assassin or tank away from you. For an example, if a Daryl rolls on you, use Push It, and then he's gone. Push away all your problems, people. Always works. The other star power, Mass Tax, is very different. Upon using your super, you gain a 20% shield, no matter what. The shield could be increased by hitting enemies. So if you land one shot with your super, you will gain 10% and then have a 30% shield. If you hit that same enemy twice with your super, you will gain a 40% shield, since 10% plus 10% equals 20%. You may also increase the shield even further by attacking any pet, turret, or the heist safe. Anything in the game contributes towards your mass tax shield, which is incredibly helpful. Colette's best build overall is the Gotcha gadget, the damage gear, the mass tax star power, and then the shield gear. The Gotcha gadget is the better option, since being able to heal yourself to full HP in just 2 shots is incredibly useful. And the Na-ah gadget isn't that useful, since you have the double basic attack super combo, which again could 4-shot any enemy in the entire game. A mass tax overall is the better star power, since having a 30% shield alongside your healing gadget pretty much makes Colette a tank herself, having tons and tons of health. If you're still brand new to Colette, I would recommend Push It, since you can land your double shot primary super combo a lot easier. I would recommend swapping off the star power eventually though, since all the enemy has to do is spam auto aim, and then they could very easily kill you. So always keep that in mind. Colette's best game mode is usually Heist. Due to Colette getting her super in just 4 shots, you could very easily just deal 10% on the safe, 10% on the safe, and just keep on cycling. Colette's Hypercharge, Teen Spirit, gives her an extra wave of her super damage. So rather than 2 possible hits, it could deal 4 possible hits. So for an example, if you use only your super on an enemy, you could immediately get back your super if you land every super hit and every Hypercharge hit. Colette's Hypercharge is granted after 14 attacks and gives her a 26% speed boost, a 25% damage boost, and a 5% damage reduction. You want to mainly use this Hypercharge on the Heist safe, since if you land one Hypercharge super, you deal 25% damage on the Heist safe. 25%. Colette is best used into really high HP brawlers. Brawlers like El Primo, Daryl, 8-Bit, or Bull, since once again her attacks are percentage based, so all you have to do is hit someone twice and they're already down almost half their HP. Colette really struggles into long range brawlers, or brawlers who can heal or give themselves a shield. Brawlers like Piper have way more range than her, and could outrange her in pretty much every way. The brawlers like Poco could keep on healing himself and prevent her 4 damage combo, and brawlers like Gus could give themselves a shield, which once again could prevent her 4 damage combo. With her weaknesses in mind, I would still recommend only using Colette on Heist. Heist is her most consistently winning game mode due to her being able to chain her super incredibly easily, with being able to deal 10% per super or the deadly 25% hypercharge. Playing Colette on Heist is very, very ideal.
Clancy's actually. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime cow.